All right, everyone. Welcome to another visual novel, I guess. I don't know. After we did the To the Moon Beach episode, I kind of got back into the mood of VNs. Don't worry, we'll have more normal content at some point. Anyway, this is Absent in the Rain. It is actually a free game on Steam, so I'm not really being all too unique. I mean, if you want to play it yourself, you could go get to it right now, but it's free, it has good reviews, and apparently it's really short. So yeah, I want to see what it's all about. People liked it, and whatever, man. Let's go. Sharing an umbrella. They say that the person who gets wetter while sharing an umbrella is the one most in love. So they say. Can I see your shoulder for a second? Do you realize that, as a human being, that's the worst thing you could have possibly said? She chuckles next to me, under the same umbrella. One umbrella is too small for two people. Our shoulders and arms touch again and again, even though I'm being careful. It's so awkward. Whoa, Haruya! One of my male classmates passing by glances at me before looking away. He's riding his bicycle and wearing a raincoat. Under the raincoat, the rainy season school uniform peeks out. Is he someone you know? He's a classmate, barely an acquaintance, really. Looking at the back wearing the raincoat, she grins. That's just right. What is? There'll be rumors about us. What are you talking about? People also say that a rumor lasts 75 days. So they say. Yeah, and that's more than enough. More than enough for what? 2 months? So, until August. During summer vacation, about the rumors? Indeed, what should I do? Will you please do nothing? With a light smile, Senpai simply replies that she will behave. My eyes are probably as moist as the humidity of the rainy season. Her jet black long hair is wet from the rain and gives off a luster. The color of my senpai's hair is that of a wet crow feather. Her dark eyes, which had stand out against her white skin, are peeking behind her long eyelashes. Her gaze turns to me. My consciousness is sucked into those eyes like the night sky. My heart jumps as if I have tripped, and my breath becomes a lump in my throat, blocking it. I turn my face away in reflex, then she puts her lips close to my ear. You're embarrassed. Your face is beet red. Please don't whisper in my ear. I'll close the umbrella. That's fine by me. I was about to go home wet anyway. Today she didn't bring her umbrella. When it was time to go home, she walked briskly from the school entrance in the middle of the rain. She turned around and called out to me with a, "Shall we go?" A weirdo and eccentric, yet beautiful. That's my senpai. While admiring this always striking person, I raised the umbrella over her head. And now here we are. I quite like walking in the rain, though. What would you like about that? Even if you cry, no one will find out. Huh? Oh, was my joke too high level? Well, kind of. It's kind of too real, more like. I'm so tired I could cry. Should I hold the umbrella now? No, it's fine. We walk in the sound of the rain. When sharing an umbrella, your steps are much slower than usual. That means more time to talk, and even more of my senpai's unique conversation. The amount of chatter sprouting from her lips is akin to the amount of rainfall during the rainy season. Eventually, we come to an intersection. From there onwards, I'll go straight while she'll turn. This is the place to say goodbye. Thanks, Haruya-kun. We look at each other under the umbrella. For letting me under your umbrella, thank you. I'll be fine from here. Oh, will you walk by yourself in this rain? She nods. Many thoughts come to mind. Senpai will get drenched. Wouldn't it be better if I accompany her halfway through? Well, why not just accompany her the whole way through? Even someone like her can get sick after walking under the rain. But if I suggest that, won't it be a nuisance for her? Since, in the first place, she herself said it was okay. Then, Haruya-kun, see you tomorrow. My voice is clogged before I realize my mouth is moving on its own. Hi. See you tomorrow. I let out a sigh while looking at her back, getting smaller in the distance. See you? While I was hesitating whether to speak up or not, I missed my timing and the moment flowed away. Whenever something like this happens, I'm left with a bad aftertaste. If she were to catch a cold because of this, I'm sure today's events would weigh on my conscience forever. My shirt is getting wet on the right shoulder. The moist feeling makes me return to reality. Before I get any wetter, I start heading back home, my guilt trailing behind me like a shadow. I can hear the sound of the rain in the distance. While being alone under an umbrella is spacious, it feels somewhat empty. Not if there's some... I don't know, what is that some kind of hair or something? What was that? Diorama. Alright, so... Well... The fact that the whole game is in black and white maybe should have given it away, but... I think we're about to be in for a pretty dark story. Also, I don't plan to give too much commentary on this. It's a VN. I'll say what I want to say at some point, but... I want to focus on the story. For better or for worse. And I'm sure you guys want the story to be focused on as well. Anyway, let's do this. Let's continue. The following day after school in the literature club room, Senpai is lying face down on her desk and stares at the sky with languid eyes. Her silky hair hangs over her arm and flows down the desk, flooding the tabletop in black. Seeing that listless appearance, I can't help but remember what happened yesterday. Are you not feeling well? Nope, I'm just tired. It's not like I caught a cold, so don't worry. Her words eased a lump in my chest. It's rare to see you tired. Huh? Yeah, it's weird. She puts her chin up on her arm and faces my way. Even though I see your face every day. Oh, what am I, an energy drink? I mean, good one. Must be because we haven't done any skinship lately. Skinship? Who the hell calls it skinship? I don't remember us ever doing that. Then let's start now. Let's not. When I say that, she once again puts her left cheek down on the desk. I want to go out, she mutters quietly. Where to? Have you heard of the hydrangea garden? I do know a little bit about the hydrangea garden she just mentioned. It's a rather far place, and from our neighborhood, you can't get there without changing trains and buses. It's quite far. Yeah, but I want to go. I like hydrangeas. Is that so? It's the first time I hear of it. What about you? Do you like flowers? It depends on what kind. I like flowers like cherry blossoms, plums, and wisterias. I think hydrangeas are good too. Do you have a type? You're my type. I mean, what? She laughs. It doesn't seem she's looking for an answer, so after some hesitation, I end up not saying anything. Hey, are you Kun? She slowly raises her body and says, don't you want to go to see the hydrangeas? With you? On our next free day. Together. Do I want to go out with Senpai and visit the hydrangea garden? Ito... My voice comes out strange. Isn't it supposed to rain on both Saturday and Sunday? I blurt out something irrelevant. What does it matter if the weather is good or bad? Isn't it nice? Hydrangeas look good in the rain. Luckily or unfortunately, she doesn't seem to care about the weather forecast. Does that mean I'll be hanging out with her? But yeah, I guess. People don't usually go out when it rains. Saying that, she rounds her back and buries her mouth in her arm. It's painful to see her so lonely, and I feel the need to say something. But I think it's fine. You think it's fine? Yeah, that even if it's raining. For real? Her face suddenly brightens, and I sense something has gone wrong. With my comment, I just meant that I think there's nothing wrong with going out in the rain or something like that. She, however, seems to have taken it in a different context. I'm so happy. I'm looking forward to it. Looking at her smiling face, I can't bring myself to correct the misunderstanding. Senpai. Yes? It's my fault for not making my reply clear, so I want to fix it. Let's go out together in the weekend. To see the hydrangeas. Yeah, I know. Why don't we organize the trip? Organize the trip? There's literally two of you. And so we're talking about our sightseeing plans. As we finalize the schedule, the trip is quickly becoming a reality, and I grow more and more psyched. At some point, I stopped thinking, and I probably talked a lot of nonsense. Can you believe it? We have the whole thing planned now. Well, we did make it with the idea of carrying it out. By the end of our planning, I have calmed down. We will meet in front of the station before noon, have lunch, and then get on the bus. We will spend the afternoon visiting the hydrangea garden and sightseeing. Perfect. This kind of date is perfect. I want you to come prepared, Haruki-kun, 'cause you're an accomplice now. Actually, I want to bring up a certain topic, but it's difficult to do in front of her smile. I just want to make sure of one thing. Yes? What is it? She tilts her head, and I begin to talk as if pulling a string of memories out of my brain. It's about the hot topic of the last days, the serial murder case. Her eyes widen at my words. Dark. A murder case has recently taken the world by storm. Incidents have occurred nationwide, and the corpses left behind have been horribly disfigured. It's even said that the parts of the bodies are often missing. The culprit hasn't been caught yet, and since the range of crimes is all over the country, it's not possible to trace the culprit's footsteps. Yesterday, a corpse was discovered all the way north, and today, a new one has appeared at the far end of the south of the main island. Those mysterious incidents raise the possibility of multiple perpetrators. I just want to make sure, right now we can't say it's absolutely safe, can we? But we're going anyway. And my words, a little groan comes from the back of her throat. Then she takes a long breath. If you want to say that we're being conceited or careless, you aren't wrong, but I think it's fine as long as we don't go out at night, and in the first place, we're still attending school like usual. Alright, I just wanted confirmation. If you're worried, do you want to cancel? No. I shake my head. We have already planned everything. Right, that's that's right. She laughs, and I smile. Suddenly, my smartphone vibrates in my pocket. When I take it out, I find that a classmate whom I talk to often has sent me a photo. Oh. Classic. Alright, that's cute though. Drawn on the blackboard, there's a doodle of a shared umbrella with a heart, and two names lined up under it. Haruya Shitaji and Yukino Akabane. Also, that's her name, Yukino. I don't even have the energy to reply, so I just sigh. Where on earth should I start correcting the rumor? Just don't correct it, Lo. Just own it, own to it. Yeah. Well, I have a girlfriend, and you have a shitty picture of you being jealous of me having a girlfriend. But there are a few things about the image that strike me. One is the speed in which rumors spread. The second is that the symbol of a shared umbrella with the names of a man and a woman below is still deeply rooted in our modern society. And finally, it's a star quality of my senpai, whose name is known even to my classmates who don't know her personally. She has a kind of genius. What's wrong, Haruya-kun? Why are you sighing? She had got him up from her seat and was leaning against the window, and now is calling out to me with her usual faint smile. I close my phone and answer. I was thinking I'll be hanging out with an amazing person. Ooh, smooth. Amazing enough to make you sigh? You make me blush. She laughs. June. Looking at the sky through the window of the cramped club room, it looks like it'll rain again. From now on, it's time to go around and look into clubs to all the new students. Along with the school broadcast, the students leave the classrooms and step into the hallways. The school is filled with voices, the flow of people, the voices of those recruiting new members. It's lively. For the time being, I follow the crowd and escape into the corridor. Would you like to try track and field? Are you interested in a drama club? There's no club activity in particular that I want to check out. I like reading, so I might peek at the literature club, although I don't really like writing. On the other hand, if I go straight home, then I won't be able to make a decision. There's a lot of enthusiasm swirling around to get freshmen, and that attention is on me at times too. And each time I give a vague, indecisive answer. I wish I could say no more casually. After all, to them, I'm just one more potential candidate. I wander around the school, hoping to escape from the crowd. In the end, I drift into an unused classroom in a separate building away from the main school building. It's a place strangely filled with tranquility, and neither the voices of the invitations nor any footsteps can be heard. Even though no one is here, I feel nervous about entering a classroom on my own. I cautiously step inside. Chairs and desks are neatly arranged and quiet, When must this class be used? Classroom. Okay, it's kind of obvious it's been translated. So there's gonna be a few weird sentences here and there. Let's just we can understand what it's saying. I lean back on the window. You can see the cityscape in the distance, and the horizon is visible. I look at my reflection in the window and sigh. I have a feeling that the person I see there is going to spend his high school life as if it were someone else's problem. That's a weird saying. If you don't like crowds, you should just go home. So then, why have I come to an empty classroom like this? And I'm staying inside a school brimming full of newcomers and club invitations. The view is nice. I turn my head around at the sudden voice. A girl is standing next to me. A beautiful person with white skin and long black hair. When did it happen? I'm sure the door was closed. The view is nice. She gives me a gentle smile. A smile that looks as though directed at someone who has been with her for many years. Yeah, that's right. I have a hard time replying properly. I wish I could talk more casually, but it's difficult for me. I think it through before speaking. I also think a lot about the words I choose. However, the other person nods without caring about my stuttering. Very much so. Somehow she seems like a unique person. She has a peculiar timing. No, I guess she's peculiar in many ways. Since she's purposely away from the bustling school building that's busy recruiting new students. Spring is nice. So desu ka. The sky is bright. So ka ne. It's completely different from winter. It's warm. It's warm indeed. It's spring. Okay. What's with her? Is she equipped with an engine that keeps her talking endlessly? The air smells good in spring. If it isn't obvious, she's literally spouting conversation starters. In Japanese, this would be more effective, but it works pretty well in English. Now that you mention it, is it the scent of flowers? For sure. The spring air smells nice. Where does its scent come from? I want to open the window and try touching the spring air, but I look sideways and hesitate. I fear that if I open the window now, the conversation will go on eternally. I feel like I will have to talk to this person forever. I'm not good at being involved with others. It's more than I can handle. Spring has come to this city. A new spring. It seems she can keep going, even if you leave her alone, whether you want it or not. Looking at the scenery of the city like this. While saying that, she leans her back against the window. It makes me feel like everywhere is a city, right? Eh? Wait, I suddenly no longer follow. I don't understand, but that doesn't mean I don't share the feeling. It just means that I can't quite grasp what she's trying to say. I'm sorry. Could it be that I've been saying weird things all this time? When I'm at a loss for an answer, the other person laughs embarrassedly. No! Her expression was so lonely that I unintentionally raised my voice. Well, I mean... I think hard and finally squeeze out an answer. Looking at the scenery of the city makes me feel like everywhere is a city. I can easily find a reason to agree with her. If you look at the city, then everything is a city. But is that all? This seemingly meaningless conversation. Maybe there's something deeper in it? The city, no, there's a city wherever you go, because a city is, where people live. I don't know what to say. Even though I'm talking, I have no idea what I'm saying. I let my mouth move while my brain tries to keep up. If I stop now, we'll be in silence. Why am I even doing this? No matter where you are, it's filled with places where people live, and people's life activities continue. I guess it's this kind of feeling, isn't it? The girl looks surprised at the answer I managed to work out. Then she laughs, and the tension I could feel from her is lifted. Yeah, you understand. That's the correct answer. Oh, was it a quiz? Silence fills the classroom again. At least I managed to overcome the city situation, but what now? I look out the window again. I can't exactly leave just like that. Silence. I wish I could say something witty. Unfortunately, I'm no good at that sort of thing. In the silence, the other person also turns to face the window. She stretches out her arm in front of me and unlocks the window latch. The window is now open. The rushing wind ruffles the girl's hair. With her long hair blowing in the wind, she calls out to me. The wind is nice. Right. Here, the window. She smiles. You look like you wanted me to open it. Why? This moment stays forever burned in my mind. Back then, did I really want Senpai to open the window? At that time, I was struck by something like an incomprehensible deep emotion, and I couldn't say anything. Startled, I snapped out of my abstraction, and I turned to face the window again. No, rather than to the window, I turned to the blowing of a new wind. 2 dashes. My name is Yukino Akabane. I'm a second-year student. What about you? I'm Haruya Shitaji, a freshman. I see, Haruya-kun. Yes. Come with me. I follow behind the person whose name I didn't even know until a moment ago. We leave the classroom, pass through the crowds of the main school building, and arrive in front of a small classroom. Is this... All club activities are in full swing. I also have to fulfill my duties as a literature club member. She opens the door. The literature club room is so small it makes me think it's a storeroom or something. There's a large table in the center, and a girl who seems to be a senpai is sitting in the back. She has brown hair tied in 2 braids and wears glasses. Welcome back. I'm back, President. It looks like you harvested. Harvested? What am I, wheat? As expected from Bane-chan. I'm more happy to have met your expectations. Expectations? I didn't have any particular expectations of you, though. The club president laughs. Akabane-senpai also laughs. The 2 girls seem to have a unique relationship. Want to take a seat? Alright. Your seat is across from mine. Yes, thank you. You can open the club room freely. The club advisor and I have the key, so when you want to borrow it, it'll be quicker if you speak to the teacher in the staff room. Why are you talking on the premise that I'll join the club? Won't you? Blackmail 101. I sigh. From the seat directly across from Akabane Senpai, I say, I think I'll join. Ureshi. She laughs and I smile. Senpai smiles, and then she looks out the window. Man, she does look like looking out of windows. Spring really is nice after all. She seems to be having fun and looks like someone reliable. This person will take me somewhere far away. That's what I felt. On that day, the three of us looked at the clear sky and the scenery outside. Indeed. And tomorrow, Senpai and I will go someplace far. Following in the footsteps of my senpai, even if we never touch each other directly, we'll still go far. In bed, the feelings that had been scattered and itched in my chest are gathering, solidifying. With a sense of security that resembles determination, I fall asleep. Why is she still named Senpai? Use her name, Jesus. It's strange. What is? Doesn't the scenery you see from the bus window look completely different from usual? Look at the city too. A rainy city flows outside the window. She's looking deeply at the window, dripping with the water of the bus. The fact you came in uniform is more strange to me than anything else. It's amazing that she's wearing her school uniform even though it's the weekend. I've heard rumors that some people even spend their holidays in uniforms, but I never thought I'd see it up close. I like uniforms. You do? Yeah. Don't you feel like it's out of the ordinary? So you wear your uniform to stand out. Fair. Huh? I think I kind of understand, but we wear uniforms at school, which takes up most of our daily life. So if that isn't ordinary, then what do you consider the weekend to be the actual ordinary time? Look, Haruya-kun, there are a lot of people lined up over there. Senpai's daily life seems to be full of surprises and discoveries. I like windows. You can see various sceneries flow, and the outside world spreads endlessly. I'll probably never get tired of looking. I kinda understand how you feel. Speaking of getting tired of things, no matter how out of the ordinary it is, won't you get bored of wearing a uniform every day? If there isn't ordinary, there can't be unordinary either. Fair enough. I'm not tired of it so far. In the long run, high school itself is a special event in life. That's philosophical. Doesn't it apply to today too? Going out somewhere with someone? From the sound of it, even she seems to believe that going to see the hydrangeas together is unusual. Well, I think it would have been better if I had come in gym clothes. Why? What do you mean? Aren't gym clothes even more extraordinary? You're nuts. The bus carries our extraordinary life. That's one way to put it. Oh, we're here. She's walking in front of me, spinning and hopping, the hem of her skirt and her black hair dancing under the red umbrella. Surrounded by blue, purple, and pink hydrangeas, she's innocently playing around. Why do humans only have eyes in front? I mean, I want to keep everything in sight, but I just can't. Hearing her say that, happy like a child, an unintentional smile spreads on my face. That would be a bit, quite difficult to achieve. Having said that, I'm also excited about the hydrangea garden. The hydrangeas grow as far as the sea. Combined with the drizzle, it feels as if we're walking in another world, isolated from anywhere else on Earth. Lovely. It's really fantastic. The hydrangeas are blooming everywhere, enveloping me. The road continues beyond the fog, and you're here. Me? Yes. She suddenly stops spinning. Her skirt and her hair float and sway. If you weren't with me, I wouldn't be as happy. Is that so? If anything, my image of Senpai is that of a person capable of being free and cheery anytime, anywhere. How do I put it? If I had been here alone, I'm sure I would have been scared. Just a little bit. It's so beautiful and wonderful, and the scenery goes on forever. Then I'd suddenly wonder if I can really go back to where I started. It's like I both understand and don't. However, I'm relieved when you're here. I can clearly see that I can go back. I feel like I've been told something really outrageous. I wait patiently for her words. So, anyway, with you, I can go far. Do you understand what I want to say? What should I do? All kinds of feelings well up. Yet, when I try to put them into words to say out loud, I suddenly feel suffocated. Any word seems imprecise, inappropriate, misleading, inadequate, and unsuitable for me to utter. But I want to answer something. I believe I have to answer. And in the end, the words that come out are just these. I want to understand. I want to understand. She repeats my words. I want to understand. I don't think it's a very nice thing to say. Or rather, isn't it the same as saying I just don't get it? Pfft. She laughs. I had been looking down without realizing, and when I lift up my gaze, I see her advancing forward with hopping steps. I don't understand. Yeah? I don't understand how I feel right now. I don't know what to say. Saying that while laughing, she moves further and further away. Oh no. I don't get it. I don't understand. But she seems happy. Yeah, she's not happy. Actually, Senpai! That being said, all her hopping around is dangerous, so I call out to her from afar. Watch your step. Oh, what just happened? I don't know. If I had to say, it looked like a mass of shadows. Something popped out of the ground, snatched something from Senpai's hand and disappeared into the ground again. Her red umbrella fell and bounced on the road full of hydrangeas, and her body collapsed on the rain-soaked dirt ground. Senpai? For a second, my mind goes blank, but then I run to her. Are you all right? She's looking down. I wonder what she's staring at, and when I trace her line of sight, I see the sleeve of her uniform. Senpai? Something is different. Wrong. Your wrist. Beyond her left arm. Oh, her hand is gone? What? There's only the sleeve left. The torn sleeve of the uniform stretches out like an empty bag and hangs over the ground. She glances at her sleeve, staggers to her feet, and sits down again. Silence fills the place like a bottomless swamp. My bad. Your bad? It's your fault? You lost your arm, huh? She suddenly opens her mouth. She's completely back to normal. Excessively normal. I accidentally fell. Being too playful is reckless, huh? But Senpai. I'm fine. Thank you for your concern. Senpai, your left hand. Yeah? Oh. Okay. She tilts her hand and stretches out her left hand from inside a sleeve. My left hand? What's wrong with it? I try to say something. I'm about to ask something, but I stop myself. I hold my breath within my chest. I can't say anything. There's a wall that strongly rejects me. She is rejecting me. No, I'm just glad you're safe. I don't think she's rejecting you, bro, but whatever you think. I'm sorry I worried you. She stands up, picking the umbrella that was lying around. She turns to me and say, Then, let's resume sightseeing, Haruya-kun. I want to go further. I think it's creepy. I had thought of her as a strange person many times before. I thought she was someone who lived outside the norm. But that's the first time I ever felt uneasy. Haruya-kun? Yeah. Aren't you coming? I'm coming. Even after all that, she's still happily yelling and letting out sounds of admiration. We even take a picture together. But I don't know how to look at her. White mist covers the entire hydrangea garden. We both walk through it. Senpai and I, alone. The following day after school in the literature club room. I'm waiting alone in the club room, but there's no sign of Senpai coming. The small room is filled with suffocating silence, and the sound of the rain falling outside can be heard strangely loud. A gray sky peeks through the window. It's the first time that she hasn't come to club activity. The literature club is very laid back. Rather than a club activity, it'd be more correct to call it an after-school hangout, and that's exactly why I'm worried about her. I wonder if she even came to school. I'm worried, but I don't know what to do. Even if I ask if her body is okay, she'd act as if nothing happened, so I wouldn't be able to say anything else. Frustration builds up and turns into irritation. All I can think of is Senpai and that shadow that caught my eye. The shadow that jumped out of the ground and probably ripped off her wrist before disappearing to the ground again. Just what was that thing? And why would she try to keep its existence hidden? Should I also act like I saw nothing? My head rummages through my memories and pulls out the nationwide serial murder case. On the news, the number of casualties has increased by 1 again. Naturally, I connect the two incidents in my head. Isn't the shadow the one attacking people all over the country and not an ordinary murderer? If that were the case, it would explain why it has been so difficult to track down the criminal, as well as why the crimes are spread across the country. That could explain it. Is that possible? Was that the shadow in the first place? Was it really there? Maybe what she said about tripping is true, and the shadow had just been a product of my imagination. It's too confusing. Any speculation is trying to grasp the sky. The only thing I can be sure of is that we're in a dangerously suspicious and mysterious situation. There's no point in thinking about it, so I leave the club room. I take out my smartphone from my pocket to see the time, but there's no news from Senpai. As I'm walking in the cloudy weather, something crawls up my neck. The sensation makes me want to scream, but I barely manage to hold back. Maybe an insect or something? I try to wipe my nape with my hand, but I can't get rid of that feeling. My neck is wet. Oh no. The shuddering comes up to my ear. Tonight, it will rain. I'm shivering. A voice that sounds like it's coming from the depths of the earth makes my eardrums vibrate. At the time of the boar, I shall await at the door of your dwelling. Something pops in my ear. When I cautiously touch my ear, my fingertips are wet. What just happened? Fear like never before overcomes me. I feel like I've been touched by something I shouldn't have knowledge of, by something I should have never heard. How come I keep meeting things like these? I don't understand. All I can piece together is that something supernatural is haunting the town, and it seems to be trying to get in touch with me. I'm caught in something, and the fact that Senpai was attacked yesterday must be part of that. With an easiness in my heart, I walk back home with heavy steps. Tonight, it will rain. It's pouring just as the voice whispered in the daytime. At the time of the boar, I shall await at the door of your dwelling. The time of the boar. When I looked up, it was from 10 p.m. to midnight. The time is close. I sit at the front door waiting for the tide to come. I have turned off the lights in my room, and my parents are already in bed. The house is pitch black. Amid that, I hunch over and endure the tension. My hands and feet are cold because of the tension, and the back of my throat is tight. Maybe I could distract myself better if I waited outside rather than staying still. It's raining, so I grab an umbrella. Holding something in my hand makes me feel a little better. 10 p.m. I don't like this. Putting the smartphone in my pocket, I stand up. I pick up my umbrella and unlock the front door, paying close attention to making as little noise as possible. Cold, rainy air rushes in through the crack of the open door. Both the entrance and the outside are pitch black. If this is a jump scare, I'm gonna hate everything, okay? It's Halloween. Close to Halloween. It's actually raining. I'm not mentally prepared for a horror jump scare right now. I open my umbrella, I take a step outside, and I slowly close the door. It's my first time going out at this hour, especially when it's raining. The street lights near my house shine their light onto the wet pavement. What street lights? I have the uncomfortable feeling of standing in the wrong place at the wrong time. I wonder if Senpai would pass by my house. I'd probably feel a little better then. Usually that would be impossible, but since we're talking about her, it might truly happen. Besides, I think this kind of atmosphere strangely suits her. I'm staring at the pitch black sky while thinking about such strange things, and when I look down, a wave runs through my body. Something is emerging from the ground. From where I stand on my feet, from the firm ground, it's rising little by little as if a face were sticking out of the water. It's like an optical illusion. Things I always took for granted are being shaken. I became uneasy. A fish. It's a shark. Ooh. Well, that's definitely not a baby shark. That's like zombie shark. Well, we don't want that. However, what's completely different from ordinary sharks are the gigantic human denture that appear as it surfaces. Human teeth are lined up in the mouth of the fish, the tongue contained in the back. How did you even see its tongue? Were you looking down its mouth, bro? They look like teeth that could easily bite iron. Rows of teeth put closely together. One single front tooth is as big as my spread out hand. Monster! Monster! My whole body is frozen. I feel simple, pure fear. As I perceive my life in danger, my body refuses to move, weak and pallid as if my blood had been drained. I stand still, my stare glued at the monster in front of me as it slowly opens its mouth. On time. I thank you. The shark lets out a heavy voice that makes the core of my body tremble. I'm surprised he can speak. His voice is an eerie sound, like something non-human attempting to imitate a human's voice and failing. I am the Rain Ayakashi, Fukai Murasame no Wani, the monstrous shark of the Abyssal Zone. Rain Ayakashi? He has given me his name, but I couldn't quite catch the rest on the first try. Despite my confusion, the Rain Ayakashi continues. How shall I address you? What is my name? Correct. I don't think you should give your name to spirits. I know I'm thinking about a different kind of supernatural thing, but I think it's a bad idea regardless. Anyway. Haruya Shitaji. Haruya Shitaji. Shitaji Dono. Yeah. I visit you on this night for nothing else but to request your help. To ask me? Correct. The other day, incidentally, it would seem you were in a flower garden with a woman. How is she called? I'm at a loss for words. The Rain Ayakashi is referring to my senpai. Should I really mention her name here? Oh, worry not. The monster adds as if he can sense my internal conflict. We are old friends. I solely wish to know the name she goes by here. I can't take in a single word, the monster says. That monster and senpai are supposedly acquainted? What does he mean by here? And does that mean she has another name besides Yukino Akabane? Undoubtedly. There are many things you want to ask about. I shall talk about those later. But for that purpose, firstly, could you tell me how I should refer to her? I feel that the shark's monstrous tone has softened ever so slightly. For the time being, I decide to follow what he says. To begin with, I'm not a brave enough person who could go against such an opponent head on. Yukino Akabane, that's her name. Yukino Akabane. I see. The Rain Ayakashi repeats the name several times and nods. Have you been with Yukino Akabane for a long time? No, since last spring. But you seem to get along very well. I don't know. Maybe so? Such an ambiguous way of declaring so. Is it because of Yukino Akabane's behavior that you are making your words vague? I can't say for sure that's not the case. It seems to be a relationship that cannot be easily explained. Is this being prying into my private life? I feel a little annoyed, but I can't really say anything back because the other party is, well, a huge shark. Pathetic. What kind of person does Yukino Akabane appear to be in your eyes? In a word, she's a weirdo. She's an unpredictable person who's always full of energy and tries to get close to other people. Yes, that's it. She seems like she's starving to interact with other people. I'd say this is the kind of person she is. I see. Yes, I see. Humans may still look strange in her eyes. Oh, what do you mean? I shall be forthright. The air is tense. Firstly, Yukino Akabane is not human. Huh? Neither she nor I live in this world. We are foreigners who come here from another world. We are Ayakashi. We are neither humans nor birds or beasts, neither flowers nor fish. The monster says indifferently, as if reading a script. Of course, my understanding can't catch up. Ayakashi If Senpai isn't a human being, is she in the same category as the monstrous shark?
Of course, you, as a human, would find it hard to believe. However, the fact that I am in front of you like this is the best proof that my story is no hoax.
It's just as the Reina Yakashi says. He has hit the nail on the head, but I can't easily accept it.
In other words, the reason why Yuki no Akabane wants to close the distance with you isn't it because she wants to observe in more detail the strange human beings she mingles with? And perhaps that kind of attitude is seen as eccentric by other humans, and therefore they are wary of her.
The monstrous speculation about Senpai's position is mostly correct. And according to the Reina Yakashi, the fact that she isn't human may have cast a shadow over the relationship between me and her. Honestly, even if you tell me all that, I don't understand. I really don't. What's going on?
I guess I am being unreasonable. However, we must move forward. Every second counts, and tonight's rain will soon stop falling.
Just as the Reina Yakashi says, the rain is gradually decreasing its momentum. Maybe the shark can't appear unless it's raining?
Let me be blunt. Right now, I am here with an important order from my master. Such order is to bring Yuki no Akabane back, even if I must kill her.
Even if you have to kill? Huh? Why, aren't you friends?
It would seem that a murder case has recently been making headlines in this country.
I certainly remember the serial murder case. Before we went out to the hydrangea garden, we talked about that incident. Well, what about... No, you can't be saying that she...
Correct.
The Reina Yakashi nods without saying anything. Like that, I can't continue the second sentence. No, I mean, why would she ever do such a thing? Why would she...
Listen. For us to live in your world, we need life energy. To us, it is like the air that fills your lungs when you dive in the water. Yuki no Akabane no longer has the life energy needed to sustain the diving. Originally, she should have already returned to our world, but stubbornly, she refuses to go back. You don't want to go back to land, but you're almost out of breath. In that situation, what would you do?
Surface for air before diving again?
Correct. She attacks and eats humans to use them as energy to live here. Is her tyranny not too extreme?
Is she really attacking people and devouring them to death?
No, that's impossible. Right now, Yuki no Akabane is harming the world out of resentment.
I absolutely cannot forgive such an extreme display of wickedness and violence.
Therefore, we are trying to subjugate her in order to maintain the peace and order in both our worlds.
Oh, wait, do you have any proof about Senpai killing people?
It is a pity I can't demonstrate it to you. I should have shown you how I cut off Yukino's hand in the flower garden.
That time? What is that, something he did so I would see?
There was one more victim that night. That's what Yukino did to restore her health. Think about it. Running around the country, killing arbitrarily, and still not getting caught. It's very unmanageable feat for a human, is that not so?
That's right, but...
Recently, she seems to be exhausted. Isn't Yukino showing signs of being tired?
It's just as the rain Ayakashi says. I'm speechless. It's just as the rain Ayakashi says. I'm speechless. Half of myself is in agreement, while the other half doesn't want to admit it.
Therefore, I was dispatched from my original world to take on the task of subjugating Yuki no Akabane. And now I have a favor to ask of you. Will you lure Yuki no Akabane out?
Me? You're asking me to cooperate?
Correct. I want you to bring Yuki no Akabane to a specified place at a specified time. She trusts you, and therefore wouldn't be wary if it was your invitation.
But that's...
The rain is stopping.
The rain Ayakashi looks up at the sky and muttered,
I must go.
Aren't you being too one-sided here?
You must tell nobody. I shall let you know in advance that I possess a keen sense of smell, and I loathe the smell of lies.
In other words, if you talk about it, I will know immediately. More a threat than a warning.
On the morrow at night, it will rain again. I shall listen to your reply at that time, and I would like you to fully consider it until then.
The rain Ayakashi says so with its mouth wide open on purpose. Its oral cavity full of intimidation dangles in front of my eyes.
I look forward to your humane judgment and response.
After saying that, the monstrous shark burrows deep into the ground. The rain has already stopped. I stand in front of the entrance for a while. I open the door in a daze and drag my heavy body to the bed of my dark room. When I throw my body on the mattress, my strength suddenly disappears. My head is spinning round and round. I can't help but believe it's all a lie. Do I really have to give an answer to that monstrous question by the following night, when I can hardly process tonight's events as reality? I wish tomorrow would never come. I close my eyes and frantically push the hopeless thoughts out of my mind. In my head, filled with darkness, the figure of Senpai remains at the end. Doesn't go away. That's gonna be a dilemma. The following day after school, in the literature room, I throw my bag on the desk and put my face down. I attended school as usual, but I couldn't focus. I managed to somehow make it through.
On the morrow at night it will rain again. I shall listen to your reply at that time. I would like you to fully consider it until then.
I can't keep thinking about it, but I can't come up with an answer. Since the last night, the serial murder case has increased the number of victims by 2. Maybe the rain Ayakashi wasn't just talking crap. However, I can't betray Senpai. It seems she isn't human and is attacking people at night. Even though the truth is unknown, it's still a shock that I can hardly accept. I want to talk to her, but I haven't seen her since our visit to the hydrangea garden. In the first place, the rain Ayakashi is observing my movements from the rain. Of course, it would be a lie if I said I'm not afraid of the rain Ayakashi. Even now, his gigantic gums keep flashing through my mind. That sight frightened me and made me feel my powerlessness. I'm frustrated and scared. I'm definitely not going to cooperate. But when I think about what may happen to me, I can't help but waver in my decision. My mind is in chaos. I can't think clearly. What should I do? Huh? Shitachi-kun is dead. The sudden sound of the door, followed by a voice I hadn't heard in a while, makes me turn around. Hi there. Hello, President. It's been a while. All right. How you been? I've been okay. Your complexion tells me you're lying. Is the club president the shark? The club president. She's detached as always. Have you something to do here? Sure do. I want to borrow some books. There's a bookshelf in the corner of the literature club room. The club magazine is there. The club magazine? There's 3 of us. And the books brought in by club members are lined up so that anyone can read them freely. You came solo today? Yeah, Senpai isn't here yet. How unusual. She's always the first to arrive. Maybe she's busy today. I wonder. It seems like she didn't come to school yesterday. Oh, earth-shattering. Even though she's the very picture of good health. A picture equipped with a perpetual motion engine. Wow. That's a weird saying. Well, Senpai's always fine, though. She's not just fine. She's beyond admirable. She's like a monster. The president suddenly stops digging through the bookshelves. She tilts her head and looks up at the ceiling for a second, and then turns to face me and says, 80% of the time, mindless talk is what digs one's grave. You really dig yourself into a hole. I shot myself in the bed I made, and now I must lie on my foot. What? That did not translate well. Wait, that's not how those idioms go. The president nods, and then she starts rummaging through the bookshelves again. So the president knows that she's a monster. I can't quite figure out what she's nodding to, but something subtly bothers me, so I ask her. Come to think of it, both you and Yukino-senpai have written for the club magazine before. That's taboo. Eh? Reading the club magazine inside the club room is forbidden. This is a pact among members of the literature club to maintain our mutual mental well-being. It can save lives. Why? Your life, for example? My life, for example. I see. So I better not touch it now. Shitaji-kun, you should also be prepared for the fate of writing in the club magazine is equal for everyone. Such a cruel thing. Such a cruel thing indeed. I see. After stuffing several books into her bag, she stands up and stretches. Are you going home? Yeah, I'm done with what I came here for. Good work today. Good work. I'm just sitting here, bro. When I stop her, who was already heading toward the door, she turns around. I wonder if it would be strange to ask such a question out of the blue, but since I've already called out to her, I can't withdraw now. President, do you know why Yukino-senpai joined the literature club? I was never made privy to such information. Oh, so you don't know. I'm surprised by her answer. In addition to the particular wording, I'm taken aback because she doesn't seem to know a lot about Senpai. Did you think I knew? She asked if she read through my mind. I'm unable to read the emotions of the eyes peeking behind the glasses. Weren't you also in this club with Yukino-senpai last year? That's what I thought you would know. That's why I thought you would know. At my words, she brushes her bangs and sighs. She seems to be hesitant for a bit, but apparently decides to reply. I'm not interested in knowing such a thing. Or I pretend that I'm not. Huh? If you're interested in someone, that means you want to get involved with said person, right? I'm tired of doing that. So I abandoned that fight. There's no profit, but also no losses. I don't want to bet on anything. Okay, so she's like in a non-committal, like, I don't need to know your backstory. We exist. We just exist in the same space. She's that kind of person. I had no idea she felt that way. This girl. She seems very similar to me. Bonnet-chan is amazing. It's like her chips flow out endlessly. Even when she loses, the holes get filled up again. Maybe that's how you eventually become rich. Oh, no. That's what it means being worthy of respect. I understand what the president is trying to say. Is it really true? I'm sorry. Could it be that I've been saying weird things all this time? Is Senpai really as invincible as the president says? Even if it's eventually filled, isn't a hole still a hole? Even if the pain disappears, isn't the wound still a wound? Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I'm going. See ya. Yeah, good work today. She puts her hand on the door handle, but she suddenly seems to remember something and turns around. The club magazine. Why don't you take a look? I think Bane-chan wrote something. Club magazine. I'm surprised by her unexpected suggestion. Isn't reading the club magazine taboo? It's fine as long as it doesn't affect me. What a tyrant. I'm merely acknowledging my freedom and rights. And with this, I'm done here. Bye. And with that, she leaves. I'm left alone. As soon as the president closes the door, I take out the club magazine from the bookshelf. Looking at the table of contents, I see Senpai's name several times. As I approach the works one by one, I find a certain entry. Window by Yukino Akabane, first year. Do I press? Yeah, I do. I like books. I especially like novels. And I like looking out of the window. No matter who you are, you only live once. No one can ever escape their own lives and go into someone else's. Sometimes I wonder if life is like a bug cage. Everyone is trapped in insect cages, unable to go out and into the outside world. I feel that I have no choice but to heap all parts of myself within the cage. But there are books in this world. A book is at least part of someone's life. A book is a small outside world. So to speak, it is like a window in a human room. I would have appreciated if there was white text on black background. Anyway, off topic. Through the window, you can see the scenery outside. There is no exit from this insect cage, but there are many open windows. And I like looking out of the window. I'm still looking out of the window from the literature club room. I'm dazed for a while. When I regain my composure, I think of Senpai. What kind of life did she live in her original world? How did she come to this world? I'm trying to imagine it. A sound takes me by surprise and I turn around. It's the second time today that I turn around to the door after I hear someone's voice. And there she is. Hello, Haruya-kun. Senpai. She comes in the room stumbling and sits down in her usual seat. Her complexion looks noticeably bad. On my end, I hurriedly put the club magazine back on the shelf. Still, I don't think it's a bad thing to read the club magazine in the literature club. Haruya-kun, that's taboo. The club president said so too. The president? Did she come here today? Yeah, to borrow books. Aw, really? I'd have liked to see her. She says lazily, resting her hand on her chin. I wonder if her tiredness hasn't gone away. Feel free to read the club magazine. So it isn't taboo for you? Nope, I don't really care. I've already read what I wanted to read though, so I don't take it out again. Instead, I sit in my usual chair. Are you not feeling well? Kinda. I've been tired lately. For a second, she looks exhausted. However, she just suddenly corrects her sitting posture. Hey, Haruya-kun. Yeah? She calls out to me and speaks in a serious tone. Instinctively, I sit upright too. This is just a hypothetical. If I had to leave here soon, would you be okay? What's wrong all of a sudden? There's nothing wrong, but yesterday while I was resting at home, I had this thought. I was wondering what you were doing at school without me. I laughed by myself because I couldn't imagine you being alone in this room. Am I being rude? No, I can't really imagine it either. I see. If I'm getting your stamp of approval, then I guess it's really fine. Is it even possible for you to leave? You love our literature club. Is that how you see me? That's what my intuition tells me. Your intuition is spot on. But, well, I think I could deal with it. I was alive and well before coming here, so I don't think of it as some inseparable bond or anything. But I think the way we live keeps on changing, and so do our needs. For example, cigarettes and alcohol for adults. They didn't know the taste of it as children, yet many can't let go of them when they grow up. Fair, but that's also not exactly the only reason. Isn't that the same with our club? She sighs. She gets up from her chair and leans against the window. With her back towards me, she continues talking. I have to graduate. Isn't graduation still some time away? That's right. Well, I'm getting a little sentimental. You see, yesterday I lost my perfect attendance at both club and school. I'm a little down. She looks back at me with a troubled smile. She said my intuition is good. If so, then surely this is a roundabout way of saying goodbye. It's just my guess. But she must have realized the situation she's in after being attacked by the Reina Yakashi. Then, after thinking it through for a day, she has shown up to club again after coming to a decision. She also most likely believes I know nothing. But she's wrong about that, as I have somehow been involved in it. I don't know everything, but at least I do know what the Reina Yakashi told me. Senpai. Yes? I have to answer her question. If you were to leave soon, would I be okay? That's what you asked. Oh, yes. Can you give me a reply? I can tell at first glance she looks like usual, but I can tell there's a hint of anxiety on her face. If you were gone, Senpai, Oh man. This is the choice? Alright. I'm gonna pick this one. But this seems... Alright, so there's a kind of balancing act you have to do here, right? If you say I'll live on, then that relieves her anxiety. And that relieves you, Haruya, of, guilt, I guess. That, she won't be worrying about him when she leaves, that she'll know that Haruya is going to be fine without her, and he can live without, worrying Senpai. The downside is it's the it makes sense answer, because on the flip side it also denies her feelings, because it's a bit roundabout, and you know no one's ever honest with their feelings in these kind of things. But obviously the girl likes him, and obviously Haruya likes Senpai, right? So this is the safe answer, but it denies both of their feelings. This one is idealism regardless of how painful it will be. Also, with disregard to, people dying. But given my personal experiences, I picked this one because it was already mentioned a while ago, and I think I'll have to latch onto it. People only live once. This leaves you with a lot of regrets. Like, even if it doesn't work out, even if this doesn't work out, at least you tried, right? So I'm gonna pick this. Just thinking about it is painful. I don't like it. I'm sorry for making things difficult, but if you're going to disappear after graduating anyway, I might as well say it. It may be unsightly, it may be pathetic, but that's my honest answer. At least in this situation, I won't be able to say I couldn't express my real feelings. Exactly. But this is also very unreasonable. Even if I'm unskillful, I don't care. I'll say it even if clumsily. That's why I don't want that. Even if it were to kill me. If I don't speak up now, I know I'll regret it for the rest of my life. Exactly. Exactly. She widens her eyes. Is my answer really that surprising? There was a stunned silence for a while, whether it was due to a loss for words or confusion. After a few moments of silence, as if time had stopped, she asks me back. Even if you were to die? Even if I were to die. Do you know what you're saying? I think those words carry a lot of weight. Senpai's gonna nom us, isn't she? To me, this isn't something you can say just because you got carried away by the moment. But I do mean it. My life is centered around school. My daily life and my relationships revolve around school. I think everyone is like that during high school. That's why club activities are the center of my school life. I come to school every day for club activities and to skip class. And for me, the center of the club is Senpai. I come to the club room every day to see you. Ah, that's so sweet. Ah, that's so cheesy. My heart shrinks. I feel like I just said something very important. Now that I've put it into words, it's irreversible. It's shaking the very foundation of who I've been until now. This thought suddenly comes to my heart, and I can't continue my words. The sound of rain echoes in my ears. I've suddenly forgotten how to breathe. I can't look at her face, and instead drop my eyes at her school shoes. Got it. I look up at her voice. She's looking straight at me, with dark, deep, unfathomable eyes. Thanks, Haruya-kun. I understand how you feel. It's alright if you die, right? A note of caution, I nod. I don't know what comes next. I hate the future. The amount of time spent in high school makes me seem small when compared to life as a whole. However, I'm living as a high school student right now. For me, the present is everything. This club room with Senpai is the center of my world. I don't care if I'm called abnormal or immature. Will I ever be able to find something in my life where I can feel I can give my all to? Will I be able to do that as an adult? Do such things exist in everyone's life? So I just nod. I look into her eyes and nod. Yes. Yes, yes. At first she nods mysteriously, but her movements become gradually lighter, as if she'd been possessed and a curse has finally been lifted. Her mouth relaxes. After returning to normal, she asks, "Say, there's something that worries me a little."
Huh?
Haruya-kun, you said you don't want me to suddenly disappear. But I never mentioned disappearing. I'm just saying that I have to graduate someday too. Are you misunderstanding something? Or do you think I was implying I'm transferring to another school?
A smile appears on her lips.
I do know what she's thinking, but I can tell she's trying to find out how much I know. Wow, this part is not me. I would not tell her I know. But Mr. Haruya here just outs everything. All right. Okay, brave. We're being brave today. I thought you disappeared because it's raining. What's up with that? That makes no sense. Are you malfunctioning or something? Come on now, I'm just imitating your usual behavior. How rude. She must have already figured it out. In order not to be caught by the rain, Ayakashi, we must slip hidden meanings into our everyday conversation. A code or a metaphor. It's very much like a literature club thing to do. It looks like it's gonna rain tonight. What a problem. You only say that because you know me well. Well, a little. You can't imitate someone you don't know. Fair. She nods and huffs. Can I call you tonight? So call me, maybe. Sure. Let's talk about the future. She looks at the rain through the window. I don't know what will happen from now on, but right now, I'm happy. Haruya-kun. Yes? Do you like the rain? Amenoski? I hate this rain. I thought so. Dark rain clouds fill the sky far into the distance. Will I ever see a clear sky again? Probably not. The shark's gonna eat you. Rain. Darkness. The time is 10 p.m. Exactly 1 hour before the time set by the rain, Ayakashi. With my smartphone in hand, I lean my elbows against the desk and I fret over the situation. I can't think clearly. I'm very nervous, waiting for her call. I can't do anything. I'm worried about her, but I can't go check because the rain, Ayakashi would surely notice something. What are you planning, Senpai? An incoming call. My bunny jumps up. Moshi mosh. Haruya-kun, it's me. How are you holding up? I mean, didn't we meet in the club room just a few hours ago? Well, people change. Wow. People change. In such a short time? That's right. People's hearts are fickle. Wrong word. Close enough. Right? Not knowing how to start correcting her. Oh, it was intentionally wrong. I remain silent. Then she continues. Starting now, I'll show you proof, Haruya-kun. Can you look at the sky? The sky? It'll be a once-in-a-lifetime sight. Don't miss it. Is that a number 7? Okay, I'm ruining the mood. Sorry. I turn off the lights in the room just in case. I open the curtains and the window. Pitch black clouds merge with the darkness of the night. Only the sound of the rain echoes in the midst of it. Are you ready? Yeah, but what's going on? It's the end of everything. I'm breaking all the taboos now. Huh? Is she God? Despite my confusion, the call is cut off. As I'm staring blankly at the sky, the center of the sky begins to shine brightly. What's going on? Is she doing that? The light expands little by little. Just when I think it's about the size of the moon in the night sky, The light condenses at once and becomes a mere dot. I'm still watching the movements of the sky. Then the moment begins. From a point in the sky, a dazzling light spreads like a ring and runs through the whole sky. It's as if a star were exploding. Did she nuke us? Oh, it's the moon. At that moment, the night sky starts to twinkle with glimmering stars, and a huge full moon illuminates the earth. The sky clears, the rain clouds in the area are cleared. Senpai? An incoming call. I raise my voice as soon as I pick up. Did you do that? Indeed. It was quite beautiful, wasn't it? She replies carefree. I'm overwhelmed by surprise, almost stunned. With this, even the rain Ayakashi can't chase after you. We can relax for a while. Is it okay for you to do this? It's not, but I don't care. I feel the same way as you do. She feels the same. However, she and I seem to have a different kind of strengths. Yeah, you're really cheesy. And she's a weather goddess. Shrugs. I don't know. We don't know what kind of Ayakashi she is. Then, shall we meet? I'm coming to pick you up. Let's see. Your room had a window, didn't it? Are you? She keeps going as if nothing happened. I see. Is this the path that we have chosen? I take a deep breath. I need a moment to calm myself down. Ah, you're taking deep breaths. What? Can I? No, go ahead. Oh, I know. Can I take a deep breath too? Why are you asking me? There are people who get angry when imitated, right? I'm not like that. Please do as you wish. I hear a deep breath through the speaker. Making small talk calmed my heart a little. Maybe as my senpai, she was taking care of me. So, do you have any windows at your house? We do? Like one would expect of an ordinary house. Is that so? Windows are something to be found in ordinary rooms after all. Sorry, let's get back to the topic. I'm scared. I'm scared of what she'll look like after this, but I'll head to your house and knock on your room window. Then I'll wait in front of the entrance, so please come and see me when you're ready. Got it. Oh yeah, she's gonna show her true form. Please close the curtain, see? I need to mentally prepare. I like it. We're coming closer one step at a time, giving each other time. Isn't that a great idea? I can hear her take a breath, and then she says in a faintly trembling voice, I'll come in my true form. Don't be surprised. For some reason, those words make my heart beat fast. I also take a deep breath and reply, Yes, I'll be waiting. Then I'll be here right away. I hang up. I stand by the window and draw the curtains again. Through the gap, I can peep the night spreading far beyond the window. It spreads far and wide. Like we had agreed, I soon hear knocking on the window. I open the curtains, but there's no one outside. Only the darkness of the evening. I take a deep breath. Feelings of tension and exhilaration build up, and the area around the pit of my stomach seems close to bursting. This is the same feeling as when I was heading to the meeting place on the day we went to the hydrangea garden. I open the door of the room and stand in front of the mirror, wondering what to do with my belongings. Do I need a wallet in this case? You are dating an Ayakashi. I don't think money is your issue. I'm rushing and end up leaving the room with nothing. I think it's most appropriate. I quietly pass through the dark corridor and carefully descend the stairs. Standing in front of the entrance door, I take a deep breath. That wasn't enough, so I squat down, holding my head in my hands, and I mutter, Senpai, Senpai. I'm ready. I have made up my mind. I open the front door with a trembling hand, and to my surprise, Huh. We fell in love with a moth? Interesting. Senpai? There's something unhuman standing there. Yes, it could never be human, but it's too beautiful to be called a monster. It's a one-of-a-kind existence that seems to have nothing similar to the beings of this world. Senpai, that's you, right? Yes, nice to meet you. Yukino Akabane has changed into the winged Ayakashi. Kabane Shirayuki Hime. Oh, that's a that's a mouthful. The deathly red-winged deity. These are my real appearance and named. Why deathly? Oh, because she kills people, right? Her long white hair flutters in the night breeze, just like the flow of silvery river. Red butterfly-like wings spread out from behind her slender, jet-black body. And most of all, what catches my eye most is that she's naked. Is that she's a figure without a face. When I stare at her for a while, she smiles as if embarrassed. I thought she didn't have a face. How the hell is she smiling? I realize that I've been watching too much, so I hardly avert my gaze. It's a little awkward. Surely I shouldn't have come, she says quietly. Do you hate having met me? That's not it. But it's true that I shouldn't have met you, nor should I have shown you this form. But now we've met, and you're showing it to me. And that is a problem. Yeah, she sighs. The atmosphere is one of what is done is done. Then she looks up at the sky and murmurs. It's because the moon is so bright. Her hand reaches out and wraps around my right cheek. They say that the moon drives people crazy. Like lunacy? Ha ha ha. Nice pun. Yeah, we're probably a little crazy, both you and I. Isn't that surprising? I was told something crazy, so now I'm crazy. And even then, you still wanted to see me. I wanted to see you even more. What a weirdo. I don't want weird people calling me that. I'm not human. True. I don't want weird creatures calling me that. With a sigh, I put my hand on my senpai's hand. You aren't human. Words that sound like soliloquy leak out of my mouth. You aren't human, senpai. What did you think? What's with this question? Nothing special. I thought you were a normal human being, but I didn't think you were a normal person. What's the opposite of normal? Abnormal? Special. Ooh! Smooth! Goddamn, Haruya. I reply by reflex, surprised at myself. I break into a cold sweat. Although I'd usually take it back right away, that's not the case now. I gently take her hand that's resting on my cheek to my chest, and I put my other hand on top of hers. I look up at the senpai's faceless face and say again, You're special to me. Senpai is senpai. Whether or not you're a human being, that changes nothing for me, and I can't help it. There is no expression on her face. She doesn't have a face. We stare at each other for a while, but eventually, her hand slips out of mine and puts it around my back. Aren't you scared? Scared of you? Yes. Not at all. Well, not beyond you being an upperclassman. Ah. She takes a long breath and hugs me tightly. I was scared. Faint voice. Eh? You were? That's right, because if I showed myself to you like this, what should I do if you reject me? That's a baseless worry. I think you're beautiful. Beautiful? Did you say beautiful? Yes, I mean, no, it's not beautiful, as in for people. It's like the beauty of flowers and butterflies. I get it, but you don't have to be so embarrassed. It's a moonlit night and rendezvous. We don't have time for that now. I know, let's talk calmly later. But I'm only me. I came because I was happy to be called. You were happy? She lets out a sigh as if a weight had been lifted from her shoulders. She then looks up at the full moon in the sky and says, "Night makes people bold." No doubt about it. When tomorrow comes, I might be too embarrassed to see you again. But will there be a tomorrow? She says nothing, and I don't say anything either. I love this silence. Let's go, Haruya-kun. Where to? To the hydrangea garden. I couldn't take it easy before. What do you say? Okay, but how do we get there? With my wings. She picks me up and I leave myself to her. My body gently floats in the air, and soon my eyes go beyond the roof of the houses. Don't look down. I'm sure you're scared. Understood. Then, can I look at you? Ooh. Wobble. Hey, Senpai. The ground and the sky rotate. The lights of the houses trail in circles. I see the night sky in front of me. After regaining her balance, she says, "Talking is forbidden." Is this a night bus or something? After that, we continue the night flight while chatting. We weave through the clouds in the night sky while basking in the full moon. Surely, if someone looked at us from the distance, we would become a single dot running through the sky. We land at a nightly hydrangea garden. The flowers are wet from the rain that fell until the evening, and the white moonlight is reflected on the water droplets. Come on, let's walk and look around. She changes into her human form again and turns towards me. Let's chat while we walk. And so we start our final trip back home. We start walking side by side, with a sunny and transparent feeling like the one after rain. I am not human. Walking next to me, she says suddenly. Well, to be honest, when the Rain Ayakashi said that to me, I was convinced pretty quickly. I wonder what that means. She replies with a smile. You're saying that to someone who's been living like a human until now, you know. It didn't really work out well, though. It would work out well, just not in this culture, I suppose. Then why were you pretending to be a human? Did you live here posing as someone else? Senpai has a thoughtful look, and then she answers me. I wanted to go out into the world, and I was also interested in people. Is there any reason for that? I'm a well-to-do young lady after all. Well, she is a deity, okay. What's that reaction? It's convincing. Does it fit? It does indeed. You seem to find everything fitting today. Because my hands fit well with yours. No, I'm sorry. I'm just being cheesy for myself. But that helps me understand. You had no common sense, or rather, you did things that ordinary people wouldn't even think of. So I was rather relieved to hear that. I wonder if I really was that unconventional. Did you think you were pulling off well the whole human thing? I thought so at first. But now that attitude doesn't feel right anymore, does it? That's right. I was in high spirits when I entered school, but people gradually stopped approaching me. Well, people choose who they want to be friends with. Which one would it be in our case? Which one? What do you mean? You say people choose others. Did I choose you? Or did you choose me? I feel I can only answer that I chose. Oh, you just said something nice, didn't you? It's the truth. Back during the club members recruitment day, when I met you for the first time, I wanted to follow you. I was sure you'd take me to a faraway place. Literally. And was that prediction correct? It was. Literally. Me being here now's the answer. That's right. I too am here now after many sacrifices. Silence descends between us, who are beginning to regain their normal liveliness. That's the truth. Yeah, I'm an existence that shouldn't be anywhere by now. I can't say anything. I'm not able to condemn you. To be honest, I still can't dislike you. I can't hate you no matter what you've done. I don't want to. It may sound like I'm saying something out of line, but I'm happy I can meet with you one last time. One last time? Yes, I came here to do that. When I met the Rain Ayakashi, I thought maybe there are Ayakashi even more dreadful out there, and maybe there are lots of them. That's right. There are many more powerful Ayakashi, stronger than him. I see, and all of them may come to get you. Surely. So, today might be our last time. Yes, that's all correct. So if we met today and said our farewells, that would be it. But maybe we can be together forever. Are you suggesting we should escape? That's sort of what I was thinking. I like the sound of it. That may be nice, but... Then she raises her voice. When I turn around, she's looking at this moon and the sky. Oh, she said it. She said the Japanese line. The moon is beautiful. Just as she says, the moon floating in the pitch black sky is pouring light, while illuminating the clouds of the dark night. It looks like a round hole in the sky. There's another world out there, and its light is leaking out onto the earth. That's the kind of hole the moon is. Why does the moonlight look so lonely? Maybe we're the ones who are lonely. Not the moonlight? We're all lonely. But we usually don't realize or hide it from anyone as we live our lives. But at night, the moon shines on it, on the loneliness inside us. Haruya-kun, have you ever felt lonely? Recently, not so much, but I still get that feeling at night. I see. And you? I too feel lonely. After answering immediately, she lowers her eyes. I'm lonely, and I feel as though my body is going to collapse at any moment. If there's anything I can do. She outstretches her arms, wraps them around my back from the front and hugs me. I want to have you. Then I'll exchange Haruya for Senpai. You've said it now, no takebacks. Hey, Haruya-kun. Can you hear? Hear what? It looks like it's going to rain soon. Raindrops fall suddenly, and when I look up, the rain clouds that should have cleared earlier are beginning to cover the night sky again. Then, what's coming now is... You bastards! I hear a crackle from behind me. The deafening voice of the shark slams down from above onto the ground. The hydrangeas sway in the roar of the earth. When I turn around, I'm held in Senpai's chest. B. What's B? B and a lot of squares. She mutters something. Only one word, but I can't understand it well. The agony of death. A screaming voice in pain, even though it comes from our enemy. His screams freeze my blood. The changes in volume and the tone of his voice, until the screams faded away, seemed to make the contours of death stand out vividly. Then, a sound as if a large amount of water is being thrown on the ground. It's over. Then she adds, as if remembering. Looks like a red spider lily. Did she say bloom? Or maybe break? Or burst? The exact word doesn't matter anymore. Oh no. You just killed another Ayakashi. You declared war now, bro. A red spider lily. Do you have any more regrets? Do you want to see one for one last time? Nope, it's okay. Ignore what I said. Rather, let's continue what we were talking about earlier. She says, letting go of my body. Are you talking about escaping? Yeah. I'm calling it an escape, but I have no intention of running away. Do you want to obey the orders, or you want to fight? It doesn't matter even if I were to obey now. I have harmed Fukai way too much to be forgiven. By Fukai, she refers to the Reina Yakashi. She has laid a hand on her compatriot. It's not that we won't run away, it's just that we can't run away in the first place. We'll be caught, and even if we resist, we have no chance of winning. And when we're caught, we'll be killed. These are all our options. Are we at the dead end? I don't know what to do. Then what should I do? I'll follow you. Thank you. Let's see. She changes her appearance into her Ayakashi form. Then she picks me up again and we take to the sky. The moon looms over us. It's so close that you can see the other side. We arrive at our school. The scenery that I normally see looks completely different within the darkness of the night. When we approach the window of the club room, Senpai strokes its surface with her fingertips. Then I pull the window and it opens smoothly. The series of movements are natural and fluent, like a ritual. Even a locked door is ineffective before you. It's like opening a shell of a clam. The expression gets stuck in my mind. Through the clams having their shells open, the things she has done come to mind. Was there ever a crime done in a locked room in the nationwide murder case? Careful, it's dark. We enter the clubroom spontaneously, without having decided to do so beforehand. I grab the edge of the window with both hands and put my foot in the window frame to climb over. The soles of my shoes touch the wooden floor. After that, I step aside and turn around to see her fluttering in like a butterfly. She is a butterfly! When she enters the room, the outside air blows in, and the darkness inside blends with it. Even breaking in through a window now makes such a difference. Should we turn on the light? I ask, closing the window. It's better if we don't. It'll be troublesome if the light can be seen from the outside. She replies while lowering the key to close the window. Our movements blend together seamlessly like gears on a machine. I'm sure that if I were to start a sentence, she would immediately be able to say the rest of it. This is the sort of sense of unity that envelops us. We face each other in the dark. In the pitch-black clubroom, Senpai's figure is emitting a mysterious glow. It's strange. What is? Well, we're sneaking into school at night right now. I think it'd be normal to get a little excited, but I'm strangely calm. What are you talking about now? First you made the rain clear, then we flew into the sky, and you killed the shark. Only after all that did we sneak into the school at night. True, this has been quite the adventure. Well, maybe we don't find it that much because we're too used to being together in the clubroom like this. I mean, we don't feel it that much. Might be that. This room, overflowing with our time spent together, is now connected to this moment as well. The clubroom is filled with darkness and the heat of the rainy season. We stare at each other in the dark. The darkness envelops us. Our bodies melt into the darkness, and the darkness stretches into us. A faint ray of moonlight seeps into the room through the window. As she grabs my hand, the light of the moon slowly disappears, buried by the cold rain clouds. She takes a step forward. I don't move. From the front, she then pushes my body towards the wall. I retreat towards the wall without resisting. While following the direction of her strength, I end up leaning against the wall, covered from above by Senpai. This body doesn't have enough strength to hold on anymore. She brings her mouth close to my ear and whispers. The trembling of the thin air is like a caress. Ticklish. Do you understand? So, you want to eat me to make it last longer? You fool! She chuckles. Do you understand? I do. Now it's enough. I say nothing. I don't have to answer. Words exist to communicate with others, but when your relationship with someone is deep, you need less words. This is our case too. A critical place, a singularity. Our literature club room. The air is slightly disturbed. Her warm breath flows down my back. It's probably an unspoken sigh. Outside, the rain continues to fall like a soft noise. It's a sound of silence. She brings her mouth close to my ear. The touch of her hair on my cheek is ticklish. We keep our faces together for a while, listening to each other's breathing. Now the moon is swallowed by clouds. The moonlight is gone, and the narrow room is overflowing with darkness. Something hard touches the upper edge of my ear, the inside of which is made of cartilage. Yes, that's what ears are made of. Hello? I'm sorry, I just had to point that out. My tactile sense that has become sharp in the darkness now sharpens further all the nerves of the ear. I can feel solid touch behind my ear. Soon the pressure loosens up. The seams of my body might just collapse and vaporize. That's how I feel. Usually we don't notice, but our bodies are truly heavy, and there's nothing we can do about that. If you have a body, you can go anywhere on Earth. With some ingenuity, you can fly in the sky and dive deep in the sea. But without a body, you can go even further. As I was thinking all that, a weight was suddenly added to my body. It has body heat and is breathing. The body is indeed heavy, and rightfully so, I think. Is it painful? No, not at all. We all have a body. I'm sure that's why we can feel each other's hearts in pain. But because of that very body, we can never be one with someone. When we are born, we become a single individual, and we live alone forever. In this lukewarm, damp darkness, those walls dissolved. Just like shadows blending together, our boundaries become ambiguous. Where does it end for me, Senpai, and the darkness that fills this room? My body is floating. It's like being in warm water. Is my blood rushing to my head? Is my consciousness hazy? Or is maybe my soul trying to escape? Anything is fine. For now, I am me, and I am here. For now. Senpai, are you here? When I ask, she raises her upper body with a desire to touch her. I stretch out my arm towards her. My hand touches her cheek. I am. she says with her familiar voice. She takes my hand and shakes it, redirecting it somewhere. It's pulsating. Warm blood circulates through her palm. How long will you be here? I'll be here forever. What about you? I'll stay here until the end. She approaches me again. I whisper in her ear as I wrap my arms around her back. Senpai. What? Okay, well, that took a while. Daisuki da yo. Thank you. I'm very happy. I'm so happy. Me too. Daisuki da yo. I love everything. Your taste too. I see. All right, so I think we'll leave it at that. I'm not really sure how to take that ending. I mean, you can say taste is a romantic thing, but at the same time, we all know that she eats people, so on top of the illusion that we are born individuals and that we can't really become one, like, you wouldn't mention that if you weren't becoming one at the moment. So I don't know, I don't really know. Okay, but for me, I think I like that ending. That is, I don't know, for the Ayakashi, it probably makes no difference either way. If she did eat him, then at least she felt love before she had to, and they became one. If she didn't eat him, then that means it's an open-ended story and maybe they keep running for the rest of their lives. For the human side, I think that's as good as ending as any. Especially our protag is a bit glum. Our protag is a bit, not exactly the cheeriest person in the world. So I think that would have been one of the happiest endings he could ever have had in his life, regardless of how it actually turned out. Well, anyway, that was short. It was sweet. It was a good story. I probably will not be playing the other end. It's probably filled with regret and whatnot. I don't know, but I don't want to see it. I'm fine with the ending we've got. I guess this also concludes my Halloween game. It's not really that scary, but I think it fits. It's Ayakashis, it's ghosts, it's people from another world. Got kind of creepy somewhere in the middle. So that's good enough for me. Anyway, Anyway, that's all I really wanted to say about this. This has been in my library, and it's free. It's free, so you can play it if you want to see the other ending. But that's all I really want to say about this game. I'm glad I was able to play it. Minus one of my long library Steam backlog, whatever you want to call it. So, this has been Absent in the Rain. I have been your reader. I didn't really play anything. I made one decision and I read the whole thing. I have been your reader, or your narrator, I guess. Caffeinified Gaming. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed, and happy Halloween.